Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I had a few young people playing with my computer and things over the weekend, and I'm not sure whether the volume on my mic is correct. So, could everyone let me know if you can hear me or if I'm too loud? So, we can begin when that's all straight. I'll wait a few minutes. And yes, Verpi, I'd be happy to do a healing for you and Denise. And if anyone else wants to put their name forward, or in fact anyone that, thank you, Marianne, that really helps. Good, 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 good. So they didn't mess me up very much. Oh my goodness. I hope your week, well, 2 weeks actually. I've been, as I said last week, I was on a creative mode, and this is what we're finalizing. A catalog. Thank you, Stefan. Catalog. Oops, which way are we going? No, that way. Of all of my work. Verpi, you're in there. And a lot of visionary thoughts and poems and things like that. It's not quite completed, but I will let you know if you are interested. Good, good, good. You are there, yes. You are in there. You're one of my favorite, let me find you. Favorite portraits I've done. Dun, da, da, we'll get there. Where are you? I just want to show you this one. I did this one ages ago when Matthew was having problems with his cancer, and I wanted to make a portrait of him with lots of golden light, healing light coming down. I don't think anyone's really seen that. Here she is. You are next to my grandson. Here you are. So, it's quite a retrospective of everything from my Olympics work to illustrations to house designs and portraiture. It was quite something to put together, and I have to show you this one picture. It's one of my favorites. Wherever you've gone. Maybe it's in the back. Sorry. I just saw it, and then you might find this quite funny, maybe not. That's in the back, advertising my book. And I have there she is. This is the sweetest ever. She's looking up, so appropriate for tonight. She's looking up at one of my angels. Did I keep a note? What do you mean by a note? Hi, Richard. Welcome. Thank you. Yvonne, there's a lot of other portraits in there and animal ones as well. I kept a lot of the articles. I have always had like all the photos and everything and the sizes of it. There was something else that I had done a long time ago. It was like a catalog. There were cycles of this, and also it depended on the economical side of things, what I could afford to do. But this one, it's really became very important. Thank you, Francie. Is the first Ginger work there, or might it have been lost? Denise, it's not lost. It's just, when I was working with Cecil, and he had me do a drawing over Easter, and I still have that. I still have some of the earlier things. Verbi, I will let you know when it's available. There's a publisher that wants to take it on, which means it will be cheaper than if you individually buy one right now. I've ordered one in hardback, and I have a softback because we're going to go to a gallery. Hi, Donald. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to be here. Donald had an operation yesterday, or was it the day before? Yeah, I have done illustrations. Red Cap is available, I think, on Amazon. I've lost a bit of track of all that. So we've got this on it, that illustrations. There are a couple books that I have in here, like this one. Get it right. Where am I? These are some of my favorite illustrations, if you can see them. If I get this right, maybe back. Get the angle this way. The Lion and the Rabbit is one of my favorite stories. It was a dream book that Miriam was doing, and yeah, so she asked me to do the illustrations for her. Hang on a minute, we're missing one. Where are you? Sorry about that. How weird. Oh well, editing certainly didn't work out completely. Strange. I like this picture I took when I was doing Red Cap on my table in the living room. Julie, we can do that. We can do that. When we get closer to the time of it being ready. Yeah. We'll work it out. Work it out. So it's got most of my sculptures, paintings. It looks really good. Just felt that I needed to have a catalog of representing everything that I've done if I'm approaching, galleries and other people. That's the plan. So I wanted to talk about angels and creativity tonight specifically, and do some healings. So I always follow my heart as to what I want to talk to you guys about. And it definitely is about angels and creativity. So I want to switch. Thank you, Jenny. I want to switch to the images that I picked from Cecil's work and my work, so that we can talk about angels. Cecil always said that he wanted to create images of the immortal love, the great happiness that unites all people. He used to talk to us during classes about that, and his work certainly invocated that. Here's one of mine called Messenger. It's about 8 foot long, very big. And we've got miniature angelic blessing. And that's the last angel. It's a little, what, the images are jumping, Richard. That shouldn't be like that. You know my angel of compassion. This is one of, that blue one was one of Cecil's love of, that he said it was always the angel of night that came to him. But there's one that he did that he talks about how the angel enters into the world and is suffers a lot and winds up dying, and he's at rest, going back to the paradise that he came from. And it's really important because we all have the angel inside. And it is incredible, really important. The problem is that our society is in an end of a cycle. There's a lot of decay. There's a lot of panic and anger and frustration and fear, and everything seems to be falling apart. But really, what's happening is that we see something. We see that we long for love. We don't want war. And I don't know about you, some people find that war isn't really a solution. It's just, I don't know, I just find that really not too agreeable with me when I know that it's through love and through care, and creativity can do that, providing your imagery and the intent behind your work is based on uplifting humanity and offering images of immortal love. And the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness doesn't comprehend it. And sadly, men love the darkness. We are addicted to it. And we need to find the light. And meditation helps do that, focusing on it. Angels certainly, as a symbol, helps. I know they really are there. And they sort of say, unite people. Wake up, or you will perish. And it's we do have to wake up. We have to go back to the mystery of love. I mean, a lot of cultures, ancient cultures, always felt that creation, there was a being that created it, that overlooked it, and they lived with nature, in harmony with nature. We have gotten so lost. We have creativity is about relationship with you, with another person, with your audience, with your spiritual side of who you are. That's okay, Marianne. And Verpi says, I should write the article about creativity and mental health, but I meant I am supposed to write it. I suggested the theme myself. The deadline is in 5 weeks or so. Well, Verby, I think that's a really, really, really good thing to do. And Karen says she's trying to find forgiveness for someone that has hurt her very seriously. And Donald's got me back. Got you back. Did you lose me? But what I want to talk a bit about creativity and healing and hurt, mental balance and things. This last week, I haven't really said very much to anyone, and I shared this with you just here, is that on 3 evenings while I was asleep, some teenagers came into my property. And on the first night, they stole all of my paints, my brushes. They broke a few of my little sculptures and wound up painting the outside wall of my garage and the roof and all the way down through the common park. They had lots of my tubes squished. They painted the ivy, they painted the trees. I don't know what they were on because it felt very strange. The next time they came 2 days later at night, they broke the gargoyle off of the column. They broke 2 fences, one of which was really large area open to the park. And I have to tell you, I was not really happy about that, nervous. It sort of felt like it broke my emotional stability. And I was crying. I didn't know. I mean, I've felt very secure in Gingerland, even though I'm between a park and a housing estate. And they were children, they weren't criminals. But they came a third time. And I have had to work a lot with shifting that vulnerability emotion. And I find that by doing some pencil work, a lot of meditation, a lot of forgiveness. I forgive you, you forgive me. I forgive myself for attracting this, perhaps. Please help me find the way. It was a huge, huge test, an opportunity for me to find my balance again. And it's, but I have to tell you that on 2 evenings, the latter evenings, after I made the police reports and my children all came to help and calling me and things like that, and friends, I put an army of angels around my property. And I had them radiate golden love energy all around. It happened this last week, Richard. It started on not last weekend, but the weekend before. And it's, our society is educating children to, through the computer, they're losing their childhood, quite frankly. And it's sad. And so as much as I reported it to the police and found, through the help of my granddaughter and her boyfriend, who went out on Saturday, and all the kids are playing out there because there's a football field and there's wonderful swings and climbing frames and really, really nice things. They were all hanging out and they all knew about it. it was like the latest, aha, guess what we did? And I know teenagers, they're growing up and they're having a struggle, a bit of a fear to go out. I mean, Rudolf Steiner says that there are 3 cycles basically. You start with when your first teeth start to come out, that's the first 7 years. And then there's the hormonal aspect. So you're having arguments with your other students and whatever. We work through that, and the parent-teachers meeting with that philosophy was very helpful so that parents could talk to each other and calm the children down, because they're actually going through this trouble. But the last 7 years, so we've got 7, 14, and from 14 to 21, parents need to help support the child to leave the home. And it can be quite scary for them generally, because they can be quite angry at the parents, and they said you have to not react so much and let them have something to fight against it. But the thing is, certainly when I was going out into the world and went to college, it was like you're leaving your structure. But this day and age, it's like, what do they have of security? Go out there, and who knows what their parents are going through since COVID. And I have a lot of compassion for them, but it's still to lose all my paints. And I had a box of crystal resin butterflies I had made, and they threw them all over the terrace and stamped on them. I mean, it hurt, and it means so much, my creative side of my life, and it's certainly the thing that has saved me many times through anxiety and whatever. So I thought it was really important to talk about angels and creativity, and how it's the loss of our culture not to raise human beings to work with life, with nature. We have a superficial, technological, amazing level, but we're empty inside. Most people are empty inside. And you need to have your heart open, one with nature. And artists can help by creating pictures of the beauty of life. And unfortunately, a lot of the art we see, from films to paintings to whatever, it's destructive. It puts people in fear. You're being manipulated for a consumer society. Even the career you choose is manipulative of what life, how you can use life. How about working with life? Sorry, I sound like I'm on a bit of a tirade. I do have to say it took me quite some time and some homeopathic remedies, that's for sure, and friends having this space to let me complain and ask for help. Denise, social media can be good, like we're all here together, but also so toxic with the bullying. The world we live in does not care. What are we leaving for them for the future? I mean, again, the reason why they don't care is because they haven't been raised to touch the God within themselves, the sacred within themselves, the beauty of who you really are, your soul. If you work with that, and the more that is your priority, the less all that rubbish is created, or allowed to rule you. And that's what I'm here to constantly encourage you. And what's one of Cecil's main thoughts that he said is that you don't understand, then create. You create in order to understand. And to understand the highest aspect of who you are, the beauty of life, the wonder of life. It's so important to work that way. So, shall we do some meditation and healing and all that? I'm certainly ready for that. That sounds great, Julie. So the way that I vent, in a way, is to not give negative thought forms to myself, and to have the strength and the vision and the compassion for myself, that I don't want to take on the fear, and it poisons, it rattles your nervous system, and how to shift it, and also include, like tonight, I would like to include all those kids, all of humanity, so that they find the love within their hearts. If we could do that, that'd be super. Yeah. It's to have your privacy violated and to find the way to be compassionate about it and feel safe. I did have a friend come down, and we bought some wood and we put the fence back up, so at least that I wasn't vulnerable there. We stitched the gazebo door closed, and I got 2 padlocks, one for the garage and one for my storage unit. And that helped. But most of all, a few friends and I did some sacred ceremonies, they call it, going in deeper into the whole experience and finding a way of unity and love within that. And that shifted the energy. And of course, my army of angels, they really did their job this weekend. Oh dear, thank you, Jenny. And shall we begin? Let me get the I really like this one picture, because I don't know if you've heard of Master Shaw, Chinese person that does healings every day at 5 o'clock on Instagram, pardon me. And he works a lot with the golden light bowl. And it's so if you need daily healing, I recommend, I go there every day at 5 o'clock English time. Master Shaw on Instagram. You can start following him. He has loads of other lectures and stuff that you can tune into. He's a very high, loving spirit, a master of all that's Chinese medicine, and also he's an Orthodox doctor. So, and he's full of love. So I highly recommend it. So let's get into a comfortable position. If you're lying down or if you're sitting, focus on the golden light for a while. and take it in and allow it to, like a river, travel through your body. Fill it with golden light. Allow all the noises of your mind to die down. Let them die down all by themselves by focusing on this golden light. And take the golden light from the top of your head and allow it to travel down vertically, slowly through your whole body, into your feet, and allow it to come back up, and let it wash out any pain, hurt, anxiety, fears. Let it cleanse your whole being. And fill your heart with love for yourself. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. I love my body and mind. I love my body and mind. I love my body and mind. Now take the white light and let it travel down your body, clearing, nurturing, and cleansing, restoring. Let it travel down to below your feet, and once again come back up your body, and at your heart center, horizontally take the light in both directions and come back to the heart center and return back to the top of your head. As before, take this light and create a circle all the way around, beyond your hands, beyond your feet, back up to the other hand and to the top of your head. And feel the light like a shower of crystal drops of water coming down through your whole body. Refreshed and ready for us to do our weekly healings. So let's start with Verpi. So Verpi, imagine that you're lying down, if you're not lying down. And lie down if you can. And allow all of us to send the golden light to Verpi gently and surround her with a golden ball of light. And surround the golden ball of light with amethyst. And let's all take in and listen to our breath. And you're breathing in the golden ball. And on the exhalation, allow the light, the golden light, to go to Verpi's feminine issues. And imagine that love is coming from our hands as we place them over her ovaries, and allow the golden ball of light, of love, to heal and Verpi, say that you love your ovaries, your feminine, and know that it has the power to heal. We all have the power to heal ourselves and others. Now within that golden orb, let's visualize there are several bowls of crystal water. And in the first one, it's spring green. And let's take her ovaries and place them in the spring green water and allow them to cleanse and heal. Then pick up the ovaries and place them in sapphire blue bowl, which will strengthen them. And on the breath, remember to, on the out breath, to release the golden, radiant color. Now let's take the ovaries and visualize putting them in a bowl of golden light, crystal water. We love you, and we call upon the higher spirits of love, the higher angelic community, all the spiritual mothers and fathers and guardians, and the highest love to heal Verpi's issues. Now we want to put them back. And once again, imagine the golden bowl, healing bowl. Fill it with angels and healing angels that will guide and protect Verpi. They've always been there. And place rose pink within her heart center. And Verpi, to yourself, say, dear soul, heart, mind, and body of who I am as a woman, I love you. I know you have the power to be strong, to love being the heart that I am. Please protect me and do a really good job. Thank you. May love, peace, and harmony be with us all. And let's be still for a little while. So let's start at the top of Virpi with the candle light going down to below her feet and back to her heart center and horizontally across both arms and return to the heart center and back up to the top of her head and create a circle of light all the way around her, beyond the hand, the feet, the other hand, and back to the top of her head. And fill that orb with amethyst, which will bring her strength to be who she's really born to be. And the sign of the cross in the circle is for protection. So we need to say thank you, we love you, Virpi, and withdraw and come back to ourselves and wash our hands in salt crystal water up to the elbow and stand under the crystal rainbow droplets of water and cleanse your entire body again and say thank you to all the healing angels and the love of the great happiness that unites us all. Okay, so now let's help Denise. She has a similar situation as Virpi. And let's visualize the golden ball of light surrounding her, placing her inside the orb. And place amethyst, transparent amethyst, around the golden bowl. I see that we all hold hands and step into her orb. And we allow our group love to create another circle of light around her body. And we sing, I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Together we shall create love, peace, and harmony. And there's a heart that emanates from her body within our circle of light. And let's imagine that heart, the healing heart, lying across her pelvic region. It's surrounding her. There's one on the back and one on the front. And it turns to spring green. But it's the shape of a heart. And lots of love, healing love. And imagine that the golden light travels one vertebrae at a time up her back. And when it reaches her heart center, allow the heart, the pink heart of love, to touch and be there. And go back to her spine and take it slowly with the golden light up to her neck, relaxing her shoulders, and to the top of her head. So let's take our circle of hands and place it outside her golden orb. And let's fill her golden orb with sapphire blue. And allow the sapphire blue to go in to her nervous system, all the way down to the tiniest nerve endings. And focus back to the bottom of her spine, her pelvis, her ovaries. And place our hands above that region and send sapphire blue and indigo blue and spring green. I'm sending a breath, a healing breath. You keep holding that orb, holding hands, and we're going to sweep slowly from the top of her head down to her feet, releasing all pain and hurt. So put one hand below her feet and one hand above her head. And see the river of golden light slowly moving down through her body, clearing, clearing, and clearing, leaving white light, refreshed. So let's do the protective cross of circle of light. So starting at the top of her head, going down the body to below her feet, and back up again to the heart center and out horizontally beyond each finger, hand. Come back to the heart center and go back to the top of her head And at one point, create a circle of light beyond her hand, beyond her feet, beyond the other hand, and the top of her head. And within that circle, fill it with rose pink. In fact, lots of roses. And Denise, I want you to say to yourself, dear soul, heart, mind, and body of all that is woman, I love you. I love you. I love you. And talk to what is woman in you. And say, I call upon the power you have to heal and help stabilize me. Do a good job. I love you. Thank you. May love, peace, and harmony be with you, Denise. So let us all withdraw, come to yourself. Blessings. And wash your hands in crystal salt water up until your elbows. And step inside the waterfall of rainbow droplets and golden stream of light, cleansing, restoring, healing you to who you are. And blessings for all of you. Thank you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room that you're in. Feel your feet, jiggle your toes, and return back to the stream in your own time. You're most welcome, Verby. And Richard, I saw that you recommended I get a dog. I had a girlfriend said the same thing. Get a German Shepherd. Unfortunately, the lease of this home says I can't have any animals. Plus, actually, I feel like I'm going to be traveling, lecturing and things soon, and I don't want to leave a lovely animal at home by themselves or with someone. You're welcome, Denise. So check out Master Shaw on Instagram if you want daily healings. It's only for 15-20 minutes. I certainly find it helps me. So and you can put in names of people that you want to be included in the healing circle. And I've been putting my sister and a lot of other people that I know that have ME and things. He helps heal very extreme cases as well. And he's very lovely. So I want to thank you all for coming, and bless your hearts. And have a really good week. And I will see you next week. Fortunately, Stefan, they broke maquettes, which I have molds for, and they weren't the finished artwork, thank God. That's the thing, there were all kinds of very valuable pieces, but they didn't go that far. So I don't know maybe they just were too young in their first experience of alcohol, for all I know. It's a mystery. And ultimately, it gave me an opportunity to call upon the angels, I have to say, and get out my drill and buy some locks. Because I didn't do that. And I just have such a trust of things. And, yeah. And everyone came to help. So Brianna, my granddaughter, and her boyfriend, who's 6'4", they came and stayed the night on Friday, because by then, when that big hole was there, it got a bit like, oh my God. And they did it at night. So they stayed up all night. They generally stay up on the weekend. Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. Do I have your phone number, by the way? I don't know if I still do. Perhaps you could message it to me, and I will put you there as my guardian. I did need some manly help, but my granddaughter and her boyfriend stayed up all night and did a vigil. So I was very grateful about that. Thank God they lived near. I have, Francine. It's come back. Just goes to show I'm getting better at transforming my fear and anxiety. Because it left. I think once I worked on a practical level as well. I mean, I think it was a big hint saying, put some locks on your doors. Thank you, Richard. I will write that down. Okay, perfect. I'm going to say thank you and good night. Bless you all. Here you go.